Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire was an empire that at its greatest territorial extent ruled parts of Afghanistan, Balochistan and most of the Indian subcontinent between 1526 and 1857. The empire was founded by the Mongol leader Babur in 1526, when he defeated Ibrahim Lodi, the last of the Afghan Lodi sultans at the First Battle of Panipat, where they used gunpowder for the first time in India. The Mughal Empire is known as a gunpowder empire. The word Mughal is the Indo-Aryan version of Mongol. Babur was a descendant of Chinggis Khan. The Mughals retained aspects of Mongol culture well into the 16th century, such as the arrangement of tents around the royal camp during military maneuvers. The religion of Mughals was Islam. Did you know? The Mughal Empire ruled parts of Afghanistan and most of the Indian subcontinent between 1526 and 1857. Under Akbar the Great, the empire grew considerably, and continued to expand until the end of Aurangzeb's rule. Jahangir, the son of Akbar, ruled the empire between 1605 and 1627. When Shah Jahan, Jahangir's son, became emperor in October 1627, the empire was large and wealthy enough to be considered one of the greatest empire in the world at that time. It was Shah Jahan who commissioned the building that represents the pinnacle of Mughal architectural achievement, the Taj Mahal, between 1630 and 1653. Sponsors of art and of learning, the Mughals left a rich heritage of buildings, paintings and literature. Their beautiful gardens, Jahanara, representing a taste of heaven on earth, and the sanctity of nature which in the Quran praises God, Q 34:10, remain an impressive part of their heritage. After Aurangzeb died in 1707, the empire started a slow and steady decline in actual power, although it maintained all the trappings of power in the Indian subcontinent for another 150 years. In 1739 it was defeated by the army of the Persian Shah, Nadir Shah, 1688-1747. In 1756 Ahmad Shah, 1747-1772, of Afghanistan looted Delhi. Complacent in their military superiority, the Mughals failed to modernize their technology. While no Indians could challenge their cannon, outsiders could. Increasingly, the Mughal emperors grew less interested in good governance and more interested in maintaining their lavish lifestyle and expensive court. Hence, the emperors up to Aurangzeb are called the Greater, after him the Lesser. This is very similar to the pattern that emerged in the Ottoman Empire, where the rulers grew increasingly disinterested in good governance and repeated the pattern of their predecessors, the Afghan Lodi sultans. Maintaining the Mughal lifestyle meant higher taxes, from which the taxpayers derived no benefit. Little money was invested in agricultural or technological development. Economic prosperity was regarded as a threat to the security of the state, and so was discouraged. The more wealthy people could purchase arms and rebel. Local governors took advantage of this to virtually declare independence from the center, soon aided and abetted by the British and French. Under an initial treaty with the Mughals in 1616, the British first built factories. By 1765 in the Treaty of Allahabad they acquired tax-raising and administrative power in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, after which the Mughal emperor became their puppet. They dissolved the empire in 1857, having already gained control of substantial territory in India, winning the competition against the French and Dutch. At times, the Mughals experimented in establishing good inter-religious relations with the non-Hindu majority, employing Hindus in senior posts. At other times, religious zealousness resulted in the destruction of temples and of Hindu images and in the imposition of harsh taxes. The positive aspect of their legacy still contributes to interfaith harmony in India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, but the negative aspect fuels inter-community, communitarian hatred and even violence. Lessons can be learned from the Mughal legacy on how to govern multiracial, multi-religious societies. The Mughal ruling class was Muslim, although many of the subjects of the empire were Hindu and also Sikh. When Babur first founded the empire, he did not emphasize his religion, but rather his Mongol heritage. Under Akbar, the court abolished the jizya, the tax on non-Muslims, and abandoned use of the lunar Muslim calendar in favor of a solar calendar more useful for agriculture. One of Akbar's most unusual ideas regarding religion was Din-i-Ilahi, Godism, in English, which was an eclectic mix of Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity. He enjoyed good relations with the emerging Sikh community, and it was proclaimed the state religion until his death. These actions were later retracted by Aurangzeb, known for his zealotry. Aurangzeb imposed Sharia law, which he codified, reimposed the jizya, and as had Babur, destroyed temples in order to build mosques. He is known to have treated non-Muslims harshly. Under Aurangzeb, Mughal court life changed dramatically. According to his interpretation, Islam did not allow music, so he banished court musicians, dancers, and singers. Further, based on Muslim precepts forbidding images, he stopped the production of representational artwork, including the miniature paintings for which the Mughals are renowned. The Mughal emperors persecuted several of the Sikh gurus, and Jahangir executed the fifth guru. Even the Taj Mahal is reputedly built on a sacred Hindu site, although this is disputed. At times, popular Sufi teachers such as attracted Hindu and Muslim disciples, while some Hindu gurus were also popular among Muslims. Many Sufi shrines are still visited by Hindus as well as Muslims. The Mughals tended to regard themselves as rulers by divine right, rather than as subject to Islamic law. Thus, they did not afford religious scholars much authority. Although they recognized the Ottoman claim to the title of Caliph, they saw the Ottomans as just another Muslim empire like themselves, especially as they shared a similar pedigree. Whether the earlier policies of harmonizing religions were merely pragmatic or stemmed from a more inclusive understanding of Islam is debatable. Certainly, such Sufi teachers as Kabir, 1414-1518, who flourished at an earlier period, had represented a peace to all type of Islam that was attractive to many people in the subcontinent. He taught that all people are members of one family, and he drew equally on Muslim and Hindu devotional traditions. The reversal of the early policy would eventually result in the partition of India based on the two-nation theory, which believed that Muslims and Hindus were two nations and could not peacefully coexist.